Yeah, well, I mean, obviously the SFA Sam is, Battle of the Piney Woods, and maybe the last one for a while. Who knows, what scheduling will look like down the road. But, yeah, it didn't start off particularly well for us. They kind of came out in a different defense than what they traditionally play, so I just thought it took us a second to kind of settle in and really kind of get back to what we do against that zone defense. And then once we settled in, I thought we were pretty good. I thought defensively we battled all night. Two things. We turned it over too much and we didn't rebound particularly well on the defensive end. They're both pretty good at both of those. They're good at forcing turnovers, and I think I think we saw fifth in the country in offensive rebounding, so that was one of our goals. But they didn't really convert a ton of those. I think 17 offensive rebounds into points, so that kind of saved us a little bit. But for the most part, yeah, we were pretty dialed in on the defensive end. It took us a little while offensively. Obviously, Angel, it's good for her to get going again and see that rim open up maybe a little bit. She's just had to work through it here just a little bit lately, and just keep kind of trusting her and keep throwing her out there and hope that this night is coming, and she got it tonight. And, again, we're getting close to the end here, so you want them to have confidence, and we want to go into the conference tournament here pretty soon playing well and trying to get our 9 or 10 kids all on the same page. And so hopefully tonight helped that a little bit.
Coach was right, Angel. You're 6 from 10 from three-point land. What were you seeing out there that you were able to hit all those shots?
It was just the coaches tell me grip it and rip it, and I've been struggling with that a lot. But today I saw my first one go in, and then it just kept getting bigger and bigger, as he said, and then really hitting that last second shot would just really opened it even more.
So, if I'm not mistaken, you were 1 point off of a career high. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, I got to ask you, there was a moment, I think with like a minute or so to go in the game, and Avery had the ball, threw it another direction, and after the play, there was a dead ball, and the two of you kind of talked about something. I saw you both smiling. Was that what that was about? It looked like you kind of said something to her, like, hey, give me the ball.
I told her I wanted 20.
Sorry.
So, no.
Somebody should have told me. I didn't know that was her career high. I'm trying to keep up with that. I could have got her one more look maybe somewhere in there. But, yeah, when she got the hot hand, we needed to keep feeding it to her, and she needed to keep shooting it. And that's when we gripe at her, it's not normally for shooting too much. It's for turning down shots that we expect her to take. And, I think she got that back tonight. And, like I said, hopefully it'll carry over.
Obviously, not the shooting performance you guys wanted Saturday, but tonight you guys opened it up again. I think 12 of 26 from 3. The thing that stood out to me on the stat sheet, and I think it probably jumps off at a lot of people, would be Jordan only took 3 shots, didn't score a point in the game, but the impact that she still had on the game. She was tied for the lead in rebounds, had 9 rebounds on the night, 5 assists, only the 1 turnover, 2 steals, 2 blocks for the 5'6" guard. Talk about a little bit about just the things that she does. I think people have grown to know her as a scorer a little bit at times, but just all the other things that she does that kind of helps this team.
Yeah, no, she's our floor general without question. I don't want her to not score, and maybe we should have done a better job of trying to get her a few looks. But yeah, I think she proved tonight, if she hadn't already, it's not just about scoring for her, right? She's the smallest kid on the floor, probably 5'6" is maybe a little generous on the roster, but to go get 9 rebounds, and she can do that though. We've watched her do that a ton. I've watched her block a million shots in high school. Her timing is impeccable. Obviously, she's a great facilitator, and the assists are always up, so that's nothing different for us to see her lead us in assists. Her and Tyler, I think, each had 5. So yeah, it's what she is. It wasn't a night for her offensively, but it's what we've always said about our team too, right? We want balance and depth, and if she has a night like that, and Angel can pick her up tonight, or whomever, Ayana got going a little bit. So, but I thought Kyla Deck was a little bit better tonight than she has been. So hopefully she, gets a little momentum. So we just need to keep going, and we need, like I said, we just need all these kids to have some moments where they feel really comfortable when their number's called, so we can just keep working through this.
And then Angel, we don't see you in here after every game, but we've talked to Coach about this, and I just kind of want to get your perspective from a player perspective. We talk about that very thing almost every press conference. We talk about how on any given night it could be any one of you that leads the team in scoring or has that hot hand or whatever. What is that like for you guys, kind of not knowing from game to game? A lot of teams have hey, this is our score, this is who we're going to run everything through. But for you guys, it feels like it could literally be anybody, any night.
It just makes us so hard to guard. And, I got going, and then he draws up a play for AB. She goes and scores. For Nana, it's just you can't guard us all when we're so good at what we do, because they're either guarding me and Tyler really close, or Jordan can attack and make a play. It's just everybody can do everything so well, you can't guard us all.
Coach, it was another one of those games, tale of two halves. You're up by 3 at halftime. You just kind of blew it open. What was the difference in the second half?
Well, we just settled in a little bit. I mean, obviously defensively we were not very good in the first quarter. So we gave up 56, I think, for the game, right? And they had 22 in the first quarter. So my math's not very good, but add that up. All right, what is that? 26, 34. We gave up 34 points in the last 3 quarters, right? So I just thought defensively we just settled in, quit giving up offensive rebounds, so we could just get out and find a little rhythm on the offensive end. But yeah, no, defensively is where we finally turned it around.
And if this has been asked, I'm sorry, but
No, go ahead.
The rivalry. I mean, obviously, it goes back, and this is probably going to be the last game against them, at least in conference play. What does the rivalry mean to y'all?
Well, I mean, every school that you coach, I mean, there's built-in rivalries everywhere you go, right? This one is as good as it gets, and regardless of which sport, between the two schools. So, yeah, it's just different. It feels different. I mean, it has a different mindset to it. I mean, I almost coming off the loss against Southern Utah, I told the coaches I was kind of glad actually we had Sam, because I thought that would get us maybe just a little bit more juiced, and if it weren't somebody like that, we were a little deflated after that one, and we spent a lot of energy, and that one meant a ton to us, and we just didn't quite get it done. So, I was a little worried about that tonight. I don't know if that's why we started, the way we did. I thought we were a little flat and lacked a little bit of energy, and that might have had something to do with it. But I think once we got, once we got in the rhythm and let the game kind of come to us, I thought we settled in.
And what were you seeing on that buzzer beater? Were you surprised at all that it went in, or just kind of like?
Well, I saw Batista, and then I looked up at the clock. There was like 1 second left, and I realized how far away, and I just shot it, and it just felt good. I knew it was going in.
How many half quarters do you have in shoot around so far this year?
0.
She hadn't made one. We do half court shots at shoot around all year long, and she hadn't made one all year, and hits that one. But probably the rim was looking pretty good to her tonight, right? So that's probably why that one went. Good.
Thank you guys for your time.
Okay, thank y'all.
you.